What if something as ordinary as your morning tea could be quietly defending your brain against one of the deadliest threats to your health every day? Millions of people sip their favorite brew green, black, oolong, or herbal, without realizing the powerful compounds hidden in each cup. But according to a Mayo Clinic cardiologist, this daily tea ritual might be doing more than offering comfort. It could be protecting you from a stroke. Stroke is a leading cause of death and long-term disability, particularly among adults over 50. Yet, unlike heart attacks, which often come with loud warning signs, strokes tend to strike silently and without mercy. They occur when blood flow to the brain is disrupted, either by a blockage or bleeding. The consequences can be life-altering memory loss, speech problems, paralysis, and even death. But here's the part most people miss. While strokes can seem sudden and random, many are actually preventable with simple lifestyle choices. That's where this tea ritual comes in. New research, including findings discussed by specialists at the Mayo Clinic, suggests that certain types of tea, when consumed regularly, may help improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and even decrease clot formation. And it's not just about hydration or warmth. This is about powerful plant-based compounds, antioxidants, and centuries of wisdom now being validated by modern science. In countries like Japan and China, where tea is a daily staple, stroke rates tend to be significantly lower than in places where sugary sodas or coffee dominate. So the question is, if a simple daily tea habit can help reduce your stroke risk, why don't more people know about it? In this video, we're diving deep into the science behind this claim, breaking down what kind of tea matters most, how it actually works in your body, and the best ways to make it part of your daily life. We'll also talk about potential risks, so you can make informed choices, and share a few real stories of people who've embraced this ritual and seen changes in their health. Whether you're a lifelong tea lover or someone who's never given it much thought, stay tuned. What you learn today could be one of the easiest, most enjoyable changes you ever make for your health, and it just might protect your brain in the process. Every 40 seconds, someone in the world experiences a stroke. In the United States alone, nearly 800,000 people suffer one each year. For many, it happens without warning while reading the morning news, walking the dog, or sipping that first cup of coffee. One moment, life is normal. The next, confusion, dizziness, or the inability to speak strikes like lightning. Stroke is sudden. It's silent. And too often, it's deadly. To understand why something as simple as tea could help, we first need to understand what a stroke really is. Strokes occur when blood supply to part of the brain is blocked or reduced, depriving brain tissue of oxygen and nutrients. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die. There are two main types of stroke. The most common is ischemic stroke, which accounts for about 87% of all cases. It happens when a clot blocks blood flow in a vessel supplying the brain. The other is hemorrhagic stroke, caused by bleeding in the brain when a blood vessel ruptures. There's also something called a mini-stroke, or transient ischemic attack TIA, where symptoms are temporary, but serve as a serious warning. Now here's where things get more alarming. Many of the major risk factors for stroke are preventable. High blood pressure is the biggest one, often called the silent killer because it has no symptoms, but steadily damages your arteries over time. Other risk factors include high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, obesity, smoking, poor diet, excessive alcohol, and physical inactivity. In older adults, Especially those over 60, these risks compound and the danger increases. But what most people don't realize is that lifestyle changes like improving your diet, exercising more, and yes, even changing what you drink each day can dramatically reduce your chances of stroke. The brain, though delicate, is incredibly responsive to the health of your blood vessels. And that's where tea begins to play a fascinating role. In the past, stroke prevention might have sounded complex or unreachable. You might think it requires medications, extreme diets, or expensive treatments. But modern science is showing us that even small, sustainable changes like a daily cup of the right kind of tea can support vascular health in meaningful ways. The question is no longer if lifestyle changes work, but which ones work best, and for that, we turn to what research says about tea. You might be wondering, how can a simple drink have any meaningful impact on something as serious as a stroke? That's the exact question scientists began asking a few decades ago. And what they discovered shocked many in the medical community. Tea, particularly green and black varieties, may offer real protective benefits for your brain and heart. A large-scale study published in the journal Stroke tracked more than 82,000 Japanese adults over 13 years. The results were striking. Those who drank at least 4 cups of green tea a day had a significantly lower risk of stroke compared to those who rarely drank tea. Another study from the University of Cambridge found that drinking just 3 cups of tea daily was associated with a 21% reduction in stroke risk. So, what's going on in that teacup? Researchers believe that the secret lies in the powerful plant compounds found in tea leaves, particularly flavonoids and catechins. These antioxidants help reduce oxidative stress, lower blood pressure, and improve the function of blood vessels. All of these factors play a key role in stroke prevention. Green tea, for example, is rich in a catechin called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, which has been shown to improve blood flow and reduce plaque buildup in arteries. Black tea, while processed differently, also contains flavonoids that may help relax blood vessels and decrease clot formation. In fact, in a report reviewed by Mayo Clinic affiliated cardiologists, the cardiovascular benefits of tea were placed in the same conversation as those of fruits and vegetables. A significant acknowledgement from one of the most respected health institutions in the world. And it's not just green and black tea. White tea, oolong, and even some herbal teas contain antioxidants that may contribute to overall heart health. However, the most consistent results across studies come from green and black tea, largely due to their specific profiles of bioactive compounds. But here's an important point. It's not just about drinking 1 cup and expecting miracles. The benefits of tea appear to build up over time with regular, daily consumption. It's more about making tea a steady, supportive ritual, something you look forward to each day. It's also worth noting that these studies were observational. That means they can't prove cause and effect. But they do show a strong and promising association. Researchers have adjusted for other lifestyle factors, like exercise and diet, and still found that tea held its own as a health booster. So, could your daily tea be a kind of natural medicine cabinet in a cup? The evidence is stacking up and the answer is looking more and more like yes. So, what exactly is in tea that gives it this protective edge against stroke? The secret lies in its rich concentration of naturally occurring compounds, many of which have been extensively studied for their health-promoting effects. Let's start with flavonoids. These plant-based antioxidants are the shining stars in both green and black teas. They help combat oxidative stress, which is a major contributor to the development of atherosclerosis when arteries become narrowed and hardened by plaque buildup. This condition can significantly increase the risk of stroke, especially ischemic stroke, which occurs when blood flow to the brain is blocked. One particular type of flavonoid, catechins, is found in high concentrations in green tea. The most studied catechin is EGCG, short for epigallocatechin gallate. EGCG has been shown to reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel flexibility, and lower LDL bad cholesterol, all of which are crucial for maintaining smooth, unrestricted blood flow to the brain. When blood flows freely, the risk of clot formation, a key cause of strokes, drops significantly. Black tea, although fermented and processed differently, still packs a punch. It contains theaflavins and thearubigins, which are formed during fermentation. These compounds help regulate blood pressure, improve vascular tone, and may even help stabilize blood sugar levels. High blood sugar and insulin resistance, after all, are known contributors to stroke risk. Then there's L-theanine, an amino acid almost exclusively found in tea leaves. L-theanine doesn't just calm the mind. It also appears to support cardiovascular health by reducing stress-induced blood pressure spikes. When your body is in a state of chronic stress, your blood vessels can constrict, your heart works harder, and your stroke risk rises. L-theanine acts like a gentle whisper to your nervous system, helping your body relax without making you feel drowsy. Tea also contains small but consistent amounts of potassium and magnesium, both of which are critical for maintaining healthy blood pressure. Low intake of these minerals is linked to increased risk of stroke, especially in older adults. What makes all of these compounds so remarkable is how they work together. It's not just one antioxidant doing all the work. It's a synergistic orchestra of elements that together support the lining of your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, balance cholesterol, and stabilize your heart rhythm. Over time, this internal balance can help prevent the very triggers that cause strokes. The beauty of tea is that it delivers all of this in a form that's simple, natural, and easy to enjoy. It's not a pill. It's not a supplement. It's a warm, soothing drink that you can make part of your daily rhythm, one cup at a time, one day at a time. Now that we understand the science behind tea's protective effects, the next step is turning that knowledge into a daily habit. Because, as powerful as tea can be, its benefits only become real when it's part of your life, not just an occasional beverage, but a consistent, calming ritual. The first thing to remember is that quality matters. Choose high-quality green or black teas, preferably loose leaf or in unbleached bags without artificial flavors. Organic options are even better, as they reduce your exposure to pesticides that could counteract tea's natural benefits. For green tea, aim for 2 to 4 cups per day. Morning and mid-afternoon are ideal times. Green tea contains modest caffeine, which can help with focus and alertness, but it won't leave you jittery like coffee. Black tea, on the other hand, has a bit more caffeine and is great in the early part of the day, especially as a replacement for sugary morning drinks. Make tea time something you enjoy. It could be as simple as replacing your mid-morning coffee or soda with a cup of warm green tea. Or perhaps it's part of your wind-down ritual in the evening, choosing a decaffeinated or herbal version if you're sensitive to caffeine late in the day. Some people find joy in the preparation itself. Boiling water, steeping the leaves, inhaling the steam. It becomes a moment of calm in an otherwise busy world. This pause is more than psychological. Stress reduction plays a big role in stroke prevention, and incorporating tea into a mindful moment can support that relaxation response in your body. Pair your tea with something good for your heart. A handful of almonds or walnuts, a few slices of apple, or use the time to journal, stretch, or sit in a sunny spot near a window. These micro habits reinforce one another, making the routine something you look forward to. If you're someone who forgets easily, try anchoring your tea ritual to something you already do, like brushing your teeth or checking emails. Over time, it will become automatic. And if you're caring for a loved one, a parent, a partner, or even a friend, sharing a tea break can be a way to connect and offer something nourishing. It's a small act that says, "I care about your health." Tea is also remarkably portable. Keep a small tin in your bag, or bring tea bags to work. Most restaurants and offices have hot water. And just like that, you have a wellness tool at your fingertips. Consistency is key. Drinking tea once in a while won't make a dent, but drinking it every day just might change your vascular health for the better. And it's one of the few treats in life that is both comforting and genuinely good for you. As beneficial as tea can be, it's important to remember that even natural remedies come with their own set of cautions, especially for older adults or those managing chronic conditions. Tea isn't a magic bullet, and it should be incorporated thoughtfully, not just as a cure-all. First, consider caffeine. While green and black teas contain less caffeine than coffee, the amount can still be significant, especially for those who are sensitive to stimulants. Too much caffeine can cause jitteriness, insomnia, increased heart rate, or elevated blood pressure in some individuals. If you're noticing restlessness or trouble sleeping, consider switching to decaffeinated versions or opting for a lower caffeine variety like white or oolong tea. Then there's the issue of medication interactions. Tea, particularly green tea, can influence how your body absorbs or reacts to certain medications. For example, green tea contains vitamin K, which can interfere with the effectiveness of blood thinners like warfarin. If you are on medication for heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes, it's essential to speak with your doctor before significantly increasing your tea intake. Another factor is iron absorption. The tannins in tea can reduce the absorption of non-heme iron, the type found in plant-based foods like beans, spinach, and fortified cereals. For people who are already anemic or borderline, drinking tea immediately after meals might reduce how much iron your body absorbs. A simple fix: wait an hour after eating before having your tea, or enjoy it between meals. Also, not all teas are created equal. Some commercial teas, especially pre-bottled varieties, are loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, and preservatives. These teas might taste pleasant, but they don't deliver the same health benefits and can actually increase your risk of health issues like obesity and diabetes, both of which are linked to higher stroke risk. Always check labels, and whenever possible, stick to freshly brewed tea with no added sweeteners. It's also worth noting that excessive consumption of certain herbal teas, like licorice root tea, can affect blood pressure and heart rhythm if taken in large amounts. While most people can enjoy a moderate amount safely, those with pre-existing heart conditions should be cautious. Lastly, some people experience digestive discomfort when drinking tea on an empty stomach, particularly with strong green tea. If that happens to you, Try adding a splash of milk or having a small snack first. Your tea ritual should support your well-being, not cause discomfort. In summary, tea can be a powerful ally for your health, but only when used wisely. By understanding how it interacts with your body, your medications, and your overall health status, you can enjoy its benefits safely and confidently. Science and studies are powerful, but sometimes the most inspiring lessons come from real people, those who have turned a simple habit like drinking tea into a life-changing ritual. These stories remind us that health isn't just about statistics. It's about everyday choices made in quiet moments. Take, for example, Margaret, a 68-year-old retired schoolteacher from Ohio. After suffering a transient ischemic attack or mini-stroke, she was advised by her doctor to take her cardiovascular health more seriously, alongside medication and walking daily. She began replacing her late afternoon soda with a cup of green tea. At first, I missed the fizz, she admitted. But over time, that cup became something I looked forward to. It was calming. And I noticed I was sleeping better, too. A year later, her blood pressure had improved significantly, and she'd lost 12 pounds. While tea wasn't the only reason, it played a major role in shifting her lifestyle from reactive to proactive. For Margaret, that small cup became a symbol of healing. Then there's Carlos, a 72-year-old veteran from Texas. He had always loved sweet iced tea, the kind loaded with sugar. But after being diagnosed with prediabetes and high cholesterol, he knew changes were necessary. His daughter introduced him to unsweetened black tea with a slice of lemon. At first, he called it bitter water, but now he swears by it. It keeps me sharp. I feel more awake, but without the crash I used to get from coffee, he said. Carlos also credits tea with helping him cut down on cigarettes. Each cup became a replacement for an old craving. Now, 2 years smoke-free. He says he doesn't miss the habit. I still go outside in the mornings, but now I've got a thermos of tea instead of a cigarette. It's a much better companion. These stories aren't rare. In many cultures around the world, from the serene tea gardens of Japan to the bustling markets of Morocco, tea has long been a daily ritual tied to longevity and well-being. In Okinawa, Japan, known for its high number of centenarians, tea is consumed regularly throughout the day, often blended with herbs like turmeric or jasmine. Modern wellness communities are catching on. Tea circles, where people gather to brew and sip mindfully, are springing up in urban centers. Senior centers are introducing tea and talk hours, combining social time with health education. And for many older adults living alone, that one daily ritual, boiling water, steeping leaves, and sitting down for a few minutes of peace, brings more than just physical benefits. It brings connection, calm, and purpose. Because in the end, it's not just about what tea does for your arteries. It's about what it does for your spirit. It's a pause in the noise, a moment of care, a step small but meaningful toward a longer, healthier life. So, what have we really uncovered here? Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and disability, particularly among older adults. It strikes suddenly, often without warning, and can leave lasting damage. But as we've seen, many of the risk factors for stroke, like high blood pressure, poor blood vessel health, and inflammation, are influenced by the choices we make every day. And among those choices, one of the simplest may be sitting in your kitchen right now. A daily tea ritual, especially one centered around green or black tea, offers more than just comfort or tradition. It delivers a potent combination of antioxidants, calming amino acids, and vascular supportive compounds that together form a protective shield for your heart and brain. From lowering LDL cholesterol to improving blood flow and even reducing stress. The benefits are as diverse as they are powerful. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to start making a difference. Just 1 cup in the morning, 1 more after lunch, a few mindful moments to slow down, breathe, and nourish your body. Over time, those minutes add up, and so do the health benefits. We've also learned that consistency matters more than perfection. This isn't about becoming a tea expert or following a strict regimen. It's about embracing a ritual that feels natural and enjoyable, one that supports your health without adding stress or complexity. And it's about doing so with awareness of your body's unique needs, medications, and sensitivities. The most powerful health transformations often begin with the smallest, most sustainable actions, like replacing a sugary drink with green tea, like choosing calm over chaos, 1 quiet moment at a time, like believing that your health is worth protecting 1 cup at a time. So here's your invitation. Start today. Brew a cup. Sit down. Savor it. And let that first sip be the beginning of a new habit, one that might just protect your brain, support your heart, and add healthy years to your life. And if this message resonated with you, share it with someone you love. Because stroke doesn't just affect individuals, it affects families, caregivers, and entire communities. Something as small as a daily cup of tea could be the starting point for a conversation that saves a life. Your health matters. Your time matters. And what you choose to drink today could quietly shape your tomorrow.